Alright, so it is currently 12 a.m. and I'm breaking my 80-hour fast. I do have work in a few hours, so I do have to be very intentional with this. What's going on, guys? My name is Donreality. This is Donreality, my personal brand that brings value to those who want to become better mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. You watching this video is very important to me because this is a moment where I believe this is going to change the course of my life. Thank you so much for tagging along. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you can learn from this if you decide to fast as well. So as I break my fast, I want to talk about why I decided to fast, the experience, the first day, second day, and third day, what I learned, what I realized, tips for you if you decide to fast or if you already fast or you're thinking about fasting, before and after, what I felt, what I noticed, what I tracked, and what's next after this fast. Like I said, it is currently 12 a.m. and I do have work in a few hours. My wife is asleep, so I have to be quiet. That's why I got the mic super close to my mouth. So what I have are some eggs, some free range eggs because there was no more pasture raised eggs, 2 shots, detox and immunity. I will be taking both of these before I even eat anything. I have some watermelon that my wife cut up. Those I'm gonna go easy on because I know that'll fill me up real quick. I got some coconut water and I got some broth, some bone broth, because this is what's gonna like kind of ease me back into eating. I got some salmon, some smoked salmon, and some Parmigiano Reggiano. This, I'm gonna eat this, but I'm going to eat this last only because I am lactose intolerant and I don't want this to be the first thing my body's like already reacting to. And I got some avocados. These avocados are going to be put in the bone broth. I'm going to make like a soup, and I'm going to just, cut this up, dice this up, and put it in there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited because this is not my first time fasting. I fasted before, and my life did change when I did fast. So me knowing that the chapter I'm about to go into, fasting, was something that was a must. Definitely felt led to fast. I also knew that, like, health wise, it was good for me to fast. Over the past week, I was not eating well, and I wanted to clean my body out as well as get closer to God. That was the reason why I fast. I just went ahead and decided to turn on the light. I'm not going to be doing this in the dark. It's too much complications. So right now, I'm making the bone broth soup. I'm cutting up some onions, bell peppers, and carrots. I'm going to saute them first, and then as it sautés and gets soft, I'm going to throw that bone broth inside of it and then let it cook. Probably throw some salt, some pepper, white pepper, whatever, ginger, just a little bit. Actually, I'm probably not going to overdo it and add that. So the goals that I had in mind when deciding to fast was my business, Donreality, because I feel that God has given me a second chance, or I say one more chance at my business, and I feel like I have to do things differently. I have to be 10 times as more intentional as I was before. I have to constantly focus on the analytics of things, readjust while staying consistent. And the consistency was a problem. It is a problem currently. Whenever things would get hard or I would start to see progress, something would click in my mind and make me think that I'm doing good enough to not have to try hard enough. So then I would become more stagnant and then my consistency would fall off. And now this is not the time to be stagnated or being inconsistent. I want to focus on my goals. I want my goals to work. I can't be stagnated like I used to be. This is like, because like my goal, I do want to be financially stable. That's my goal. And I know you do too. That's why you're watching this video. And fasting It gets you closer to God. It makes you favored by God. It just changes your life. All right, so putting this stuff in. I love the smell of cooking bell peppers and onions. Oh my gosh. So I want to talk about my experience the first, second, and third day. The first day, I would say, was maybe the hardest. All right, so this is what I'm eating right here. I got some bone broth soup with some vegetables in it, bell peppers, onions, carrots, and then some avocados. I have some eggs, some salmon, some Parmigiano Reggiano, and some avocados, and then I got some watermelon. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to eat all this. I hope I can eat all this because I don't want to waste any of it. And I know I got like a long day ahead of me because I got videos to edit, I have reels to make, I have videos to record, and I got work. So, and I have my shots that I'm gonna drink. I don't know if they're gonna taste good. If they don't, I'm sorry, but I don't know why I'm apologizing to y'all. I'm the one drinking it. So this is actually the next morning. I had to go to work, but I do want to say that I lost all of the footage of me talking once I sat down to eat. I don't know why I lost the footage. I don't know how I lost the footage. I'm guessing two reasons. It's because either my memory card isn't strong or powerful enough to store that long of a video, or my camera overheated and it maybe did something to that exact file. Either way, I'm just gonna reshoot it. I'm just gonna tell you guys what I was talking about. Let's just get right into it. So, how I felt reintroducing the food that you saw, it was good. I do want to say that I did not finish that food. I think I had some watermelon and the soup left, and then I ate it when I got back home that later that day. I felt pretty excited because I was eating again. I was feeling like I knew I was going to finish the food because I watch people fast and they'll eat the food, they'll have a lot of food in front of them, and then they don't finish it. So I tried to like go light. I still didn't finish. After that, when I got home, like I said, I finished the soup and some of the watermelon. Over that, later that day, I ate some ground beef, ground turkey, and some of the watermelon because my wife cut it and she had a lot more left. But I'm going to try to reintroduce more food, trying to get back more so into eating protein, more red meats, more chicken, more ground turkey, because like I said, I'm still like, I'm trying to become more lean, and I know I look lean, but I'm trying to become more lean. What helped me get through this fast was me knowing that I have done this before, and if it was Monday, I'll just be like, oh, just Tuesday, just focus on Tuesday, or just focus on today, Tuesday will come. When Tuesday came, I'll just focus on tomorrow, it'll be your last day. That was my mindset, that's how I was thinking, and it worked. I did have my challenges, headaches, stomach was hurting, mentally, it was challenging. The goal of it was definitely for me to get closer to God, for me to feed my spirit rather than starve my flesh, literally. Some mistakes to avoid when fasting, which is tips for others that are trying to get into the same thing, are do not tell people that you're fasting. If you have a significant other, a spouse, definitely tell them that you're fasting. But when people ask you, hey, you want to eat? Don't tell them why you're fasting. Don't tell them that you're fasting. Just say, I'm good. Thank you. Just keep it to yourself. Keep it between you and God, because you doing that, you know what God says. You're going to get rewarded publicly by getting your praise. But God's not going to reward you the way that you truly desire to be rewarded. And if you do decide to fast longer, like I said, this is not my first fast. If you decide to fast longer, you can drink water, but I will consider drinking coconut water, because Yes, water hydrates you. You need water, but coconut water, it at least adds some type of flavor, and it hydrates you even more. The only things that would probably be going into your body would be the coconut chunks. The ones I get are the coconut chunks. But for this fast, I didn't get no coconut water because I wanted to see if I can endure, and it's not cheating, by the way. It's just no one's gonna penalize you for it. Someone's not gonna say you didn't fast. And I do want to say this: I never liked coconut water. I hated coconut water. It tasted nasty. But when you fast, you reset your taste buds. So things that you did not like before, if you fast and then you introduce yourself into that thing you didn't like, it's gonna taste completely different than how you remembered it tasting. That's what I realized about fasting, is that we're so used to being in habit of eating. If you're hungry, you're just gonna get something to eat. You're gonna get some chips, something to drink, some coffee, whatever. And you realize that we neglect the access, the appreciation we have to access of food. And I believe that when you fast and you get back to eating, you're going to be more selective about what you're putting in your body. You don't want to just get back into things. You want to be more mindful, be more selective. And the fasting part, what it taught me was that it taught me self-control, more so self-control, because I was more mindful about every interaction I would have or every opportunity I would get to eat, and me having the ability to say no or I'm good. And I just think it was pretty cool. Hopefully you decide to fast and you get that same exact feeling. Also, I do want to say that when you fast, you're going to be very noticed by the devil. That's because you're getting closer to God. You're literally being favored by God. You're literally putting your flesh on the line. Not on the line like you're not going to die, but you're putting your flesh beneath your spirit. When I decided to fast, I noticed how obvious it was that the devil was trying to attack me. Like he was giving me more opportunities to eat than I did when I wasn't fasting. And I'm like, it's so obvious. So that it was easy, because I saw this as a thing. It's going to be a lot easier for you to have more discernment and just kind of just brush it off. So before I started fasting and after I started fasting, the notices that I realized was obviously because I was hungry, I did become a little bit more irritable. But during the fast and a little bit after the fast, I did feel closer to God than I did before I started fasting. Physically, I didn't notice that I looked a little smaller. I was able to suck in my stomach kind of way more than I did before I was fasting. And I did notice that like my neck, like you can see like I was losing fat and cortisol around my face. That was also a thing I was looking forward to as well, because when I decided to fast last year and I didn't have a beard, I cut my beard off. I noticed that my jawline was more defined. That was the things I noticed physically. What's next? Will I do it again? 100% I'm going to do it again. I even thought about doing it as every month I'll do it for 3 days. I don't know if that'll be a thing, but if I'm more adamant about it, that's something I'll probably do 100%. And my goal after this fast is definitely to keep moving how God wants me to keep aligning to what God's will is for me, and keep providing value for everyone who seeks personal growth and self-development centered around Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, you got value from this video, please like the video. I want you to at least comment down below or just copy the link, because this means a lot to me and I'm really trying to do something this year with it. This is Donreal. This is Donreality, and I'm heading back to my reality.